This is the XGIMI Ultra Horizon 4K projector that I've been using to play Xbox Series X and PS5 games recently. And in this video, we're going to unbox it, check out the setup and features, and just see what it's like to game on a 200-inch screen. Now let's go ahead and start with the unboxing. When I first opened the shipping box, I was greeted with this huge white XGIMI box and a couple little paper inserts. And this big white box is pretty cool. It's got that, nice sliding action when you pull the top off, which immediately reveals a projector, which I mean, at first glance, it honestly doesn't really look like a projector, right? Then you get to pull this bad boy out and a couple other pieces, and you eventually get down to a manual, power supply, which is a pretty big boy, and a remote as well, which is, just pretty standard stuff for a projector or TV. Now, honestly, my favorite part about opening up this box was the new electronic smell it had. It's almost like a new car smell, but for electronics, and I don't know if you guys know what I'm referring to, but I don't get that smell with every new electronic item I unbox. It just seems to be kind of at random. But anyways, onto the star of the show here, which is the projector itself, obviously. And like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't really look like your standard projector, and that's because they call it a lifestyle projector, which essentially means it's like looks normal in your home and it's super easy to pick up, set up anywhere. It's not just like a giant white box that mounts to your ceiling, so you could just, walk down the street to your friend's house, plug it in, plug in your PS5, set it up, good to go, which I'll show you in a minute. But pretty cool in that aspect. But personally, I think it has a really cool aesthetic, just how it looks. It's got this like leather type of material on the top and sides, and almost looks like a portable speaker to me, which is funny because you're reading that right. It does have built-in Harman Kardon speakers, which you can't really go wrong with that. Definitely better than like most built-in TV speakers. Then on the bottom, we've got your standard specs, including Dolby Vision, which is pretty cool for a projector to have. And then of course on the back, you got your standard ports like HDMI, Ethernet, USB, power jack, all that good stuff. Now onto the remote here. It's a pretty standard smart remote, and yes, I did mention smart remote because this projector has Android TV built in, which I'm pretty excited for because I've been using Google TV on my LG OLED for like 2 or 3 years now, and it works great. But that's basically it for the unboxing. Let's go ahead and set this thing up, and I'll just show you how it works. All right, guys, so here's the unit in action. You can kind of see it and how it compares in size to like a PS5. It's about half the height. It's actually about the same weight here, so it's not too terribly heavy. And it's got a nice aesthetic, as I mentioned earlier. Let's go ahead and just plug it in, and I'll show you how it works, how we set it up, and just some cool features. So first, you plug it in the back, pretty standard. You got to press this power button to turn it on, but if I come back here to the front, as I turn it on, I'm going to show you the coolest feature, at least my favorite feature. So when you turn it on, just wait for it. Ooh, yeah. That's just got that nice little sliding action to reveal your lens, and now we're going to blind the cameraman. We got all these other sensors here that, to be honest, I'll talk about the tech specs later, but I don't know which is which. But of course, this is your big lens here that projects on the wall. So it's just kind of nice to have this protection here when it's not on, because it protects the lens when you're taking it to your friend's house or moving it from upstairs to downstairs, whatever you want to use it for. All right, so now it takes about 30 seconds, it boots up, and you can see we got a big screen here. I'm actually gonna measure this. I'm not sure how large the screen is right now, but it can go up to 200 inches. So yeah, I measured it about 85 inches. This is, like I said, it goes up to 200 inches, so this is not even sniffing the peak of its screen size, but it's pretty cool. You can move this thing around and it'll automatically adjust. Let me just show for you. I'll do this auto keystone thing where it makes it level, focuses it, and it's very cool because it just does it automatically when you move the projector. Another cool feature, I'll show it to you right now. When you walk in front of this thing, it just automatically detects that a person's walking in front of it and turns the lens off, so I don't get blinded and have to go to the hospital for my eyes just being dead. So that's pretty cool. A few other cool features. We'll pull out our remote here and go to the settings, and like I said, you can see here it's Android TV. Got all your standard stuff like Prime Video, YouTube, Netflix, all that good stuff. And you can go in here and mess with the keystone correction. Do auto. You can do it manual if you want to. But there's some other cool features here as well. So coming here to settings and going to keystone correction, you can go to wall color adaptation, and you can it'll basically, oh, I got bright. It'll basically adapt to your wall color. So if you have like a yellow wall, a blue wall, a gray wall like we have here, it'll adapt it. So you can see our default color here is here on the left. I go to the right, and that's the adapted color. Basically based on the wall color, so it does, like I said, it does everything automatically, so that's very nice. But yeah, you got all your pretty standard TV and projector settings here, where you got brightness, color mode, all that good stuff. But the other cool feature is environment adaptation, where you can turn it off and then you turn it back on, and it'll basically adjust the brightness and all the colors and everything just based on if it's a bright environment, a dark environment, that sort of thing. And again, just another automatic feature that makes it very easy to set up. And then of course, if you want to treat this like a quote-unquote normal projector, you can go to projector placement and change it so that you can flip it. So if you're hanging it from the ceiling, you can flip the image and just all that standard projector stuff. But that's basically it for the setup and features for now. Let's go ahead and move into some of the tech specs. So tech specs, now I'll have a link down below where you can check out the full list of tech specs on this unit. But let's go ahead and go through like some of the main tech specs. Now first, as you already know, the XGIMI supports 4K, 200-inch screen, Dolby Vision, and to my knowledge, it's the only long throw projector that can support Dolby Vision, so that's pretty cool. And alongside that, it has 2300 ISO lumens, which essentially means that it's bright enough to work during the dark, obviously, and then also during the day when it's bright. Now, that doesn't mean you can go outside and use it in the direct sunlight, like that's just not gonna work, but it does mean that you can use it inside your house when it's bright outside, and the projector is still gonna work with no problem. You can see the content, unless you're just watching some sort of extremely dark content like The Dark Knight or something of that nature. Now this unit is using dual light technology and also the new Intelligent Screen Adaptation 3.0, which basically means it's got accurate colors, accurate screen scaling, and also dynamic adjustment of brightness, contrast, color gamut, all that good stuff. And last couple of tech specs I'll talk about here, this projector has an 18 millisecond input latency, and it also has two built-in 12-watt Harman Kardon speakers. But let's go ahead and move on to the scenarios now. So we'll start off here by showing our first scenario with just some footage here in the office on this approximately 85-inch screen that I was just showing you a little bit earlier. So this projector is usable in both a bright and dark room, but man, when you get into a dark room like this is really where this projector really shines. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to get the deep blacks and extremely vibrant colors of an OLED on this projector, but you also can't get a massive 200-inch OLED screen. Just one of those trade-offs, but anyways, just watching some Dolby Vision content on here, you gotta love what Dolby Vision really, adds to a projector or a TV. Now next we'll get into the scenario that I was honestly most interested in putting this projector through, and that's the outdoor test. I couldn't find anywhere in my house or my office where I could take full advantage of the 200-inch screen, so I had to take it to my backyard and throw it on the back of my house. Now clearly my house has siding and windows on it, which by the way, it was reflecting off the windows onto my neighbor's house. I'm hoping they weren't mad, but it is what it is. But anyways, it wasn't actually feasible for watching content or playing video games on the back of my house for obvious reasons, but it was still very cool to see that I could hook this thing up to my portable battery unit and display a full 200-inch screen. So the last scenario here is the one that I've used the most so far, and it's just in my living room. Now, this is where I was able to set up the largest usable screen in my house, which by the way is about a 120-inch screen. And just for comparison, I have a 65-inch LG OLED TV right next to the projector, and dude, like the screen real estate is night and day. There's just so much more space on a 120-inch screen than there is on a 65-inch screen. I mean, I can sit like 25 feet away from the projector screen and have absolutely no issues seeing all the details on the screen. I played a lot of Dead Space and NBA 2K23 here on my PS5, and I also tried out Madden 24 on my Series X, and all of them worked with no issue and no perceivable input lag. Now, if you're trying to play a game like Dead Space during the day, you're honestly gonna have a bad time. I mean, I don't even play Dead Space during the day on my OLED because the game is just too dark. And it's just dark on my OLED, dark on the projector. But I played some Madden 24 during the day, and although it's not quite as crisp as it playing at night, obviously, it still looks great and it's very playable. So guys, if you like what you see here in this video, go ahead and check out the Horizon Ultra from XGIMI down below. I'll put some links in the description. You can get it from Best Buy, Amazon, goes for about $1,700 and comes out on August 31st, which by the time you're watching this video, it is already out, released, and I'd encourage you to go ahead and compare the features and price of this unit to some other projectors on the market and just see what you like. And again, my favorite part about this thing is how portable it is. You can take it anywhere, very easy to set up, a ton of auto features, and works great for gaming, movies, all that good stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.